Prepping for the first preseason game, the depth chart is revealed, and a young player takes on a new role. I'm Amie Wells, and this is Titans Today, fueled by Gatorade. The Titans returned to St. Thomas Sports Park after a day off and were faced with their first week of game prep. While there's not a lot of work being done specifically for the Philadelphia Eagles, there's still a level of preparation that goes into facing your first preseason opponent.
We're still very focused on what we have to do to improve. And obviously we have an idea, like this is what they're going to line up in, this is their base defense. And just want to see guys go out and play. I mean, we'll run our very base defense and see if guys can cover, see if guys can get off blocks, see if guys can tackle. All the fundamental football, techniques that are critical.
For the players, the upcoming preseason game presents an opportunity that they are more than ready for. And that opportunity is the chance to match up against someone in a different color jersey.
We're ready to play against somebody other than each other, so I mean that's the good part about it. So I think each and every guy is just we're just ready to play, especially for the linebackers. I mean we've been waiting for this day for the longest, so just for us to be able to put a hat on somebody, it's gonna be fun.
I'm now joined by Titans senior writer Jim Wyatt. Jim, today we saw the first depth chart of the 2019 season. What stuck out to you about it?
Well, I guess for starters, how much Mike Vrabel hates answering questions about the depth chart at this time of year, but that came after the fact. And when I first looked at the depth chart, the things I noticed, I guess Jayon Brown and Rashaan Evans listed as the top two inside linebackers ahead of Wesley Woodyard. I noticed the team listing a 3 wide receiver set, which is different than what it had been in years past. Corey Davis, Adam Humphries, and Taywan Taylor were the top 3. I noticed Kevin Pompfield at right guard. I noticed Daquan Jones listed as a nose tackle instead of end, how he'd been previously listed. And then I noticed, I guess in the return game, Adam Humphries listed as a first-team punt returner, Darius Jennings a first-team kick returner. It's still early. I mean, there's a lot of competition that's going to take place. Continuing with the game in Philadelphia on Thursday night, but will be interesting to see how some of this starts to play out.
There's a lot to watch in that first preseason game. What are you going to be watching for?
Well, we don't know how much the starters are going to play. I don't think it's going to be very much. Mike Vrabel didn't commit today to that. I'm expecting to see a handful of snaps for the starters, maybe a series or 2, and then you're going to see a lot of backups. So I'm looking forward to seeing a Khalif Raymond, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the guys battling for a spot at the back end of the receiver group. I'm looking forward to seeing Amani Hooker playing. We've seen a lot of him, working with the first team in situational packages on defense. He's going to get to play a lot. Kind of looking forward to seeing Logan Woodside, who will get to play a lot as the number 3 quarterback. These games it's interesting to see what the starters do while they're in there, but really it turns into a game of backups pretty quickly.
Speaking of some of those starters, there are a lot of faces that Titans fans are not going to see on the field in Philadelphia. Why is that not necessarily a reason to panic just yet?
I think part of it is because it's early. I mean, I don't think we'll see Derrick Henry. I don't think we'll see A.J. Brown. Those guys have not been practicing since the very first day of training camp. And there will be some other guys who maybe are held off, giving veteran days off at the start of the preseason. There's time for this group to come together. Usually it's preseason game number 3 when these guys get their most extended work. There's a scenario some guys might not play at all in the preseason. I think all of them would like to get their feet wet a little bit, but if they don't play on Thursday night, I wouldn't worry about it.
Jim Wyatt, always appreciate your time and your contributions. Guys, if you want to read more of Jim Wyatt's insights, head on over to titansonline.com. Another Titan making a lot of contributions on defense is Titans outside linebacker Harold Landry. Mike Keith caught up with Landry earlier today.
Harold Landry been getting a ton of work in this training camp. What do you like most about what you've been able to do for this defense so far?
Just being more versatile. Whatever they ask me to do, I'm willing to do it, and I think I've been getting better each and every day. So I think it's definitely been a process, but a good one, and I'm excited for this year.
For more of Mike's interview with Harold Landry, go to titansonline.com. The Titans have one more day of practice before they head to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. That matchup is on Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Tune in on Titans Radio or WKRN News 2. I'm Amie Wells, and this is Titans Today, fueled by Gatorade.